What's up? We still got the ice on deck from Mardi Gras. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But for right now, we're going to toss these just like they were tossed to me. I'm going to start this March Madness video. Roll the intro.
Wish that you could build a time machine so you could see the things no one can see. Feels like you're standing on the edge, looking at the stars and wishing you were there.
Alright, like I said, welcome to March Madness. Welcome back to March Madness. This is the part 2 of the Sweet 16. And, ooh, boy, do we have some matchups today. Now, if you remember, March Madness has been going on since March 1st. If you haven't checked those videos out, I have put 5 other videos out. Go check those out. While you're doing that, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying this series. Comment below what your favorite house has been so far that I have stated. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. But anyways, let's jump into this very first matchup, which is a very hard decision for me. Both these houses are from HHN 25. The first of the two you did not hear about in round 1. It is two giant horror icons. Two giant horror icons taking on one another. It is Freddy versus Jason. This house was phenomenal to me. It had so many good scares. It was such a fun house. I like the way that you transitioned from Elm Street to Camp Crystal Lake and then back, going through like different dimensions, kind of, not really, but you know what I mean. It was really cool to see. I enjoyed seeing all this stuff. I know a lot of people did. It made it one of the best houses of HHN 25, and I truly loved it. I know a lot of people did too. And I just feel like if you would be able to get a good scare every time you go through a house, it makes it a good house. That's what I got out of this house. It was fun to see. The fact that Jason was taller than me and Freddy was about my height was really terrifying, because knowing that someone can kill me at the same height as me is really scary. I'm joking, but it's the truth. Like, it was such a fun house to do. Okay, the opponent for this house, like I said earlier, also from HHN 25. Jack presents 25 years of Monsters and Mayhem. Now, like I said before, this house was big. It was the biggest house we had at its time, and it was such a fun house to do. It had so many good, elaborate, like, designs. You had scenes from Scary Tales, The Forsaken, Scream House Resurrection. There's so much. So much. There's just so much. Jack was all over the house at the end. When you were leaving, you had Meets, and you had Eddie. Almost all of the icons were in this house, and it was just such a good house. I went in this house with the intentions of seeing everything from Horror Nights that I've never seen, and that's what I got out of this house. It was really fun to see. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people that I went with enjoyed this house too. Now, if you told me to pick between Freddy versus Jason and Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem, it's a hard choice because they were both such good houses, but I'm going to have to go with the house that had everything, the house that was bigger, the house that was stronger, the house that was the headline of the event, the house that people still remember to this day as one of the best houses they've been through like that year. That is Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. This time, we're in matchup number 2 now of the Sweet 16 Part 2. This is a house from HHN 25 taking on a house from last year, HHN 28. The house from HHN 25 is Body Collector's Recollections. This house, like I said last time that I mentioned this house, wow. It was such a good house. The scares were so good. Everything was good about this house. I mean, the scares were so good. Like I said, the thing that I kind of ended the segment with, that was just beautiful. And that's not even the beginning. The Easter eggs that were in this house too, because there was a baby Jack and a baby Eddie also in the asylum. Shady Brook, I've never been to Shady Brook before. I went into Shady Brook and I was able to see it. And I was like, wow, that is fantastic. I know why all the Horror Nights fans love this, and I love this as well. I want more of this. Like, personally, I would love to see the Body Collectors back in some way, shape, or form. They were so good. Like, bring them back in a roaming horde, bring them back in a part of a house, bring them back as their own house, anything. Body Collectors are phenomenal. Now, the other half of this equation, the opponent. Excuse my language, but you son of a bitch. You left the bodies and you only moved the headstones. You only moved the headstones! Poltergeist. Okay. This house blew expectations away. I was going into the event with the idea that this was just going to be another IP house that I'm going to be like, alright, that was fun. I went into it the first time and I was like, nope. What was that? And every time I went through that house, I got scares. Scares. It was so good. It just got better as time progressed. And it was so good. I like how you started the house going in through the pool, kind of, and the back, and then you pass all the caskets, and there was bodies in the caskets, and they were just possibly the greatest way to start the house. The rain effects that were going down, the clowns towards the end, just everything. The beast was huge. It was so good. I love that house. But like I've said, if I have to choose between Body Collectors and Poltergeist, this one's possibly the hardest choice I have right now, but I'm gonna go with Poltergeist. Yeah, I'm going with Poltergeist. I love Body Collectors for what it is and what it did, but I feel like Poltergeist gave me more of a oomph factor, and it made it a fun house to go through, and I enjoyed it every time I went through it. Yeah, so I guess Body Collectors moved the headstones and left the bodies, and they're cursed. So, all right, so this next matchup, matchup number 3, is more than just two houses from two different years. It is one from 24 and one from 28. Okay, they were in the same exact location, therefore, if you want to rank them against each other, it's the perfect opportunity because they were both in a sprung tent. The first house was Halloween from HHN 24. This house, my lord, like I said before, was so good, so well executed. Everything about this house was nice. It was everything you wanted from the movie. I mean, every scare from the movie, every kill shot from the movie. And it's just the first Halloween movie, if you remember correctly. And it was done to a key. I love the fact that you can hear the theme song throughout the house, basically, and just get that eerie feeling. And then the whole trick-or-treat kids. And then everything was just so good about this house. I can speak super highly about this house. And I will, because it was such a good house. I enjoyed going through it. Everyone that went to 24 with me enjoyed going through it too. I'll never forget that house. The opponent, on the other hand, boy, this guy was dangerous. Let's just say, if you're a virgin, you're in. Okay, it's Slaughter Cinema. This house to me was the funnest house to go through last year. Whether it be going through all the different B movies, basically concepts that weren't able to become a full-fledged house that basically just became one big house, and it was amazing. It was a culmination of everything, and I loved it. Whether it was Sorority Sacrifice, Cult of the Beast Baby, Attack of the Swamp Yeti, Devil Dogs, so many things that were in this house that were just great. Pumpkin Guts, all those different scenes. It was, every little scene was a different house. And don't forget about the Midnight Snacks 2, those little critter looking things. Those were amazing. But I loved this house. It was done to a perfect key. I mean, it's not just one concept. A house like this, a house of this structure is hard to make and go through without overthinking it. Like, you're going through and you're basically walking through the movies. It's what Universal was supposed to be when it was made. This house represents Universal to a perfect key. But, if I had to choose between Slaughter Cinema and Halloween, honey, the cake's gonna have to go to Halloween because, am I right? Mikey Mikes, guys, come on. You know you guys love him. I love him. Sheesh. I have him right here on the wall. He's everywhere. Mikey Mike is the GOAT. Mikes, you're going to the next round. Good luck, buddy. Slaughter Cinema. See you real soon. And the final matchup of today's video is a house from HHN 27 taking on a house from HHN 28. The house from HHN 28, you heard of it last video. Not last video, I'm sorry, in the first set of March Madness videos. This house was Carnival Graveyard Rust in Pieces. Like I've said, this house was full of Easter eggs. It was possibly telling you what's coming to Horror Nights. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything in there was going to Horror Nights, like in the future, but there's a possibility that any scene in that house could be coming in the future. And that's cool to see. Like, to see Jack, to see Bone, to see all these other things that were just there was cool to see. I enjoyed it. A lot of people enjoyed this. Like I said last time, this was possibly one of the highest houses I had ranked throughout the whole event. I enjoyed this house a lot. A lot of people did too. But I don't want to talk that much about Carnival Graveyard because I can go on for hours about this house. I want to talk about the opponent today. The opponent for Carnival Graveyard is a little puppet that rides a red bike. That's right, we're talking about Billy, guys. Billy and Saw. Saw is kind of... What is Saw? Well, S is for things that I couldn't see. A is for, and what is this? W is for why am I going through this here at Horror Nights? Hey, so I didn't enjoy Saw at all. I only liked the Gats. That's it. It was, don't get me wrong, it was cool to see everything, but I expected so much more from this house. So much more. And personally, I felt like this house could have been a lot better. A lot of people told me they didn't like this house at all. And to a lot of people, this was on the bottom of their list. It was on the bottom of my list. Sorry. But it's the truth. So if you can't tell by my negativity towards this house, it's obvious that Carnival Graveyard's going to the next round. Sorry to everyone that was in Saw and enjoyed being in that house and enjoyed that house, but you had... could have been better. You could have been a lot better. Now that we're done with this, like I said earlier, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what your houses were. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Also, smash that bell icon so that you can get notified when we put up a new video here at Losh TV. Anyways, please, if you haven't done so, check out the other March Madness videos to keep up to date. Also, down in the description, I'm going to leave a link to a video. See, like the link to the bracket that I have on a website that I made so that you guys can interact with me after the March Madness Sweet 16 round. All the votes will be submitted. So all the votes that come through will be submitted after this round. And then we'll go to the next round, and then I'll submit those, and so on and so forth. Anyways, please have a good one, you guys. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys real soon. Really, really soon. And stay excellent, my dudes.